What's up, you guys? It is Mike, the real United States champion here, and welcome to a collection video. That's right, I have a couple collection videos up on my channel. Like, I had a WWE figure collection from like 2012. I have my plushie collection, and that was focusing on all the stuffed animals and plushies I got from when I was a child. And I figured I may as well post another collection video, and because this collection right here that you see right now is kind of small, I figured this is a relatively easy video to do. So today we're going to be taking a look at the, in my opinion, one of the best wrestling figure toy lines ever created in the ECW original San Francisco Toy Makers action figures. These were released back in 1999, probably in 2000 as well. And I have to say right off the bat that these figures are awesome. I remember seeing these guys for the very first time many years ago, and I knew the instant I saw the commercial I needed to have these guys. And as we all know, as most collectors know, these figures are unfortunately getting very hard to find. You'll find like a Tommy Dreamer or a Lance Storm or Just Incredible for relatively lower prices, but if you're looking for Raven or Tajiri, forget about it. And as you can see, I have neither one of those guys in my collection at this point, but I have been lucky enough to garner 13 ECW figures, and quite honestly, even though it's a lower number, I am proud to say that I own a few of these guys because of how expensive they've gotten over the years. So I can't really complain, honestly. So it's a bonus, and plus I give you guys the video here today. So this is basically my entire collection just right in one shot. I'm going to go over each figure individually. Like, you'll see several cuts and stuff, and each figure will get their own spotlight, their own time to shine, and you'll see all the figures that I have here in closer detail. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let's get right into it. So starting out here, I figure may as well start with the front of the display. Here we have Taz, and as you can see, this is not the original color scheme. This is actually one of the variants that came out. Still, this is a cool looking figure. I do like the purple and red combination that this guy had going for him here, even though he never really rocked with this attire. And you can see here, he even has the tattoos on there, so the detail is definitely present with this guy, which I can appreciate. And again, colors are cool too. Also, it says Taz there in gold. I don't know if you can see that. This is always, I feel, one of the cooler ECW figures to play with because, you know, he's known for his suplexes and stuff, so you can basically throw suplexes with this guy pretty easy, I feel. And then he also has this action right here, and that's something you'll notice with all the ECW guys, is that they'll have some sort of action gimmick. In the case of Taz here, he has this pivot action where you put your thumb there and he moves his waist around. And that actually is my favorite action of all the ECW guys because it's not interfering too much with play if you don't really want to use like the levers there or the buttons or whatever. So I think that the pivot is actually my favorite action, and that's probably why the Taz in particular is one of my favorites. So there's the human suplex machine. Next in line here we have Chris Candido, rest in peace. It was pretty cool to get this guy because I felt like Chris Candido is one of the more unique figures in my collection because I had like Sabu and like RVD, like all the ECW mainstays, but it was cool to have somebody like Chris Candido in the collection as well. And nothing really too crazy going on with this guy. Pretty basic black attire. There is a variant out with a yellow attire, which looked pretty cool. But I think that's much more harder to come by. Like I said, these ECW guys are just becoming increasingly harder to find. The guy's tattoo here also, which is nice. And his action as well. Basically sort of like a uppercut of sorts, you know. So it's pretty cool, though. I'm surprised it still works after all these years. With some of these figures, the action doesn't even work, but here it does. Okay, next up we have two figures. I figure I may as well just show them off at the same time because they're the same figure. But we have Just Incredible. We have the Series 1 attire, which is basically just a normal black shirt. And then we have a variant with the red shirt. I mean, it's not necessarily the most toyetic figure because t-shirt and jean shorts, that's not really the most attractive wrestling attire, but I still feel like it was cool. I believe his action still works. Yep, it does. I don't know what happened here. I guess a little piece here broke because I feel like it goes over a little more than it's supposed to, and you saw his like arms just fling all the way back. So I don't know what the deal is there, but other than that, it's a pretty good condition figure. But I do have to say that I actually like this one better. Most of you probably know, for those of you who have watched my videos, that I love the color red, so obviously this is going to stand out more to me than this one. And also the ECW text is much more prominent in this one, and even the red laces on the boots as well is more prominent. Unfortunately, his action doesn't quite work anymore. You know, because I have used this guy. I got him when I was a kid. But still a cool looking figure regardless. It sucks because we were supposed to get a green shirt, just incredible. That would have looked really interesting. It was supposed to come with a RVD and a 2-pack, but it just never got released. So this is what we get. Next up, we have Sabu, and once again, we're going to show off 2 figures at once here. And here I have the Series 1 with the green attire, and then we have an orange attire as well, acting as another variant. And of course, there is a third Sabu figure out, and that came with an RVD and a ring. It was one of the gift sets. It was a Toys R Us exclusive. And of course, I haven't been able to track that down. Good luck finding the ring also, because that in itself is almost impossible, as finding a lot of the figures. But here we have Sabu anyway. The Series 1, of course, one of the more common ECW figures to come across. Just the traditional highlighter green trunks. Also has Sabu written on the white tape, and you can see, if you look closely, that there is some scars molded into the body. So that's a pretty nice detail in there as well. Here's the orange one. Basically just the same figure. You can see the scars and it says Sabu. Only difference is the orange is you know, it's orange. He has orange pants instead of green. And as to which one I like more, I'd probably have to say the green, just because that's how I know Sabu more. But I think both stand out for their own reasons. And Sabu, I feel like, was definitely a toyetic figure because of how many colorful attires he's had over the years. So I think they definitely do him justice with these 2 figures. Alright, coming up next, we have Just Incredible's tag team partner. This is one half of the Impact players and a very underrated competitor. We have Lance Storm. I like the attire here. I just like the green and the black combination. Also like how it has Ace written. I'll focus here so you can see that. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see that it says Ace on the elbow pad, so that's also a nice detail there. Just little things like that just make figures look even better. It's got the kick pads, and again, he has the logo there. So yeah, that's pretty cool as well. And then of course his action still works. So yeah, there you got that. And for whatever reason, I don't know what it is about my figure in particular, but it's something where I won't move him for like a day, and then his legs will just go like all stiff, and I'm not too sure why that is. Obviously this figure is a few years old, so I'm not quite sure. It's a little puzzling to see that his figure just goes like stiff. I think I prefer the eventual red and white attire over this one, especially considering it represents his Canadian lineage, so I think that just is a better figure overall. But you know, beggars can't be choosers, so I'm glad to have Lance Storm as well. Coming up next, we have the controversial New Jack. This is not the no noose version. If you watch the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, I do not have the no noose version. This guy comes with the noose, and again, it's pretty. I like this figure. I always liked this figure, and I'm not sure why. I think it's really just because of the unique mold that this guy had. And it's kind of cool because like a lot of the ECW figures had their own molds, and it made them stand out more than the Mattel ones, where just like they just recycle like old molds. And as you can see, he does have the noose on here. Kind of a generic shirt. Like I wish they threw like a logo or something on here, other than just like No Limit Soldiers and then just nothing, and it just feels empty. Also included a blue bandana piece, also molded on some of his tape accessories, like he has one on his finger, or his thumb, sorry. That says the back here. Again, it's just like the blank space right there, it just feels wrong. But yeah. And then another complaint about this one in particular too is the fact that he has hair, because I don't recall him really having hair. Of course they would fix this in later series, but this is all I could get, like I said. But yeah, it's New Jack. Probably the most prominent member of the full-blooded Italians. We have Nunzio, aka Little Guido. This guy, I remember, was was pretty much a jobber for most of his WWE career. He was a very small guy. I remember he just got killed by a spear from Goldberg, and that's probably like the thing I know about Nunzio the most. But he did have, like, you know, great matches with Super Crazy and Tajiri, so you know he's also made some good contributions in that aspect. And this is basically the attire that you would know Nunzio for: green trunks and then red boots, red knee pads. Has the tattoo here also. His action doesn't work. I don't even really know what it is, honestly, because I don't know. It just never worked. And then, of course, it has FBI in the back right there. So, good likeness as well. I just like the, you know, the rough and tough, like, hey, I'm gonna beat you up. So, you know, it's a cool figure. Speaking of those three-way dances I was talking about a second ago, here is Super Crazy. I love Super Crazy. This guy was always a blast to watch, and his chemistry with Tajiri in particular was always a treat to watch those two wrestle and everything. Of course, they did not forget about this guy's tattoos. Focus, there we go. So yeah, you can see the barbed wire right here, and then of course the one on this arm as well. Again, really cool attire for this guy. Always loved Super Crazy and like just how colorful his attires can be. Also included the ball necklace as well, which is a nice detail. And yeah, just a really cool figure. And I feel like the head as well is definitely dead on. I can definitely see Super Crazy in this. So yeah, overall this is probably one of my favorite ECW figures, just because of the colors and just the likeness. Everything about this figure is great. So definitely love this guy. We have another tag team. We have Bubba Ray and Devon, the Dudley Boys. Sign Guy Dudley and Joel Gertner are not included. However, we did get two Dudley Boys. We got Devon and Bubba. So we'll start out with Devon, as Bubba just falls on his face. Here's Devon. Love the purple shirt. You know, they got his white glasses here, which is nice. Little weird because it seems like he's balding here. I'm almost sure in 99 he was not balding at this point. So, you know, I think it just might be wear, but it's just funny to see that. And of course they got his elbow pads and even some white around the trim there, which is cool. And yeah, just another cool figure as well. And of course he has the pivot action similar to Taz, so his playability is definitely not limited whatsoever here. And then we have Bubba Ray Dudley. Thank God he has his clothes on and not just plain black trunks, because that would have been terrible. Love the bandana he has here. Just again, really colorful. It makes the figure look that much better. As the tie-dye Dudley Boys, ECW 3D. His action still works. And off European uppercuts right there. Even some detail in the socks as well. You can see the stripes of blue in there. Like I said, the only complaint I really have about this guy is just the fact that it can get a little difficult for him to stand. As you can see, I'm having trouble with it right now, but there you go, as good as it's gonna get. And then also, I feel like he's just much more taller than Devon here. Like when he's standing like fully straight up. Like, yeah, let me see here. Yeah, I don't think that's really supposed to be a thing, but you know, it's still cool to have the Dudleys, and Bubba's a cool figure especially. But overall, really like both of them. And the last action figure that we have here today is Rob Van Dam. This is the original Series 1 figure with the really cool white and purple attire. This is just one of the several thousand RVD figures that he would get later on in his career, and there's really nothing about this figure that is terrible whatsoever. I have not so much bad to say about him. Like, the deco on this guy is great. Love the purple dragons and the yin yangs. Unfortunately, mine is missing the ponytail. It's kind of a bummer, but again, that's how I got him. You know, it has the left punch, so his action still works. And yeah, just really cool figure. Van Damme is across his boots like that. Yeah, just really cool figure. It's always fun hitting 5-star frog splashes with this guy. And considering that RVD is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time, I can't say that I'm disappointed in him whatsoever. Great figure. Now, with a lot of the ECW guys, we would also get accessories with them. And I do happen to have a handful of different accessories here, so I'm going to just show them off to you one by one. So let's start off here with probably the most ridiculous accessory that I have here. This would be the chainsaw. This piece is removable, but you can just snap back on. And I don't really recall seeing a chainsaw in ECW ever, so this definitely stands out as one of the more bizarre accessories. Like, you know, if this was a CZW line, then I'd say, okay, sure, a chainsaw. So, like, Nick Mondo got hit with a weed whacker, so why wouldn't they have a chainsaw? But, yeah, kind of a interesting looking accessory there. Next up, we have a couple boxes here. As you can see, they just kind of shatter right in half. But other than that, it's, yeah, it's another bizarre accessory, because, like, what would figures do with a box? You know, it's like, I guess you could probably stuff a spider in there like Eric Rowan did that one time, but, yeah, so there you go. There's 2 boxes there. Next up, we have a tiny little guardrail. This is very tiny. I doubt this would hold back any fan, really. Maybe a child or something, but it's a very small looking guardrail. That's about it. It's just a guardrail. Nothing too exciting there. We have a couple of handheld accessories as well. We have 2 baseballs. These are cool as well. I think, let me see if I can, yeah, so you go in the figure's hand pretty easily. You just whack somebody in the head. It's kind of a fun accessory to have. The next weapon that we have here is a 2x4 of sorts. You can kind of see like the wood carvings in here. And something that was pretty cool, similar to the baseball bats actually. I remember that I had a piece of barbed wire that I got with a TNA Rhino figure, and what I would do is I would actually wrap it around the 2x4 and sometimes the baseball bat, so I would have like barbed wire weapons. So that was pretty cool. Other than that, they're just kind of like plain weapons and stuff like that, but still cool to have, and of course they fit in the guy's hand no problem, so pretty sweet. Another accessory that we have here is a garbage can. I don't have the lid. They have a compartment here so that somebody can hold it. Like, I think, grab like Sabu here, for instance. So, you know, they hold it like that. So, you know, it's pretty convenient. See, it just fits his hand right in there. But, yeah. Other than that, I feel like it's a little small for my, I wish it was a little bigger if I was being a little nitpicky, but I can't complain. Also, the paint job is pretty nice too. It's nice and shiny, has that metallic look to it, so yeah, it's pretty nifty. And the last accessory that I have here is a chair. Now, this isn't like your typical steel chair that you would see in the WWE. This is one of those chairs that you would see at like a movie theater or something like that. Maybe not like a movie theater, but you know, it's one of those where it's like the legs are just stationary like this, and the only thing that moves is this flap right here. So this isn't the kind of chair that you just be like swinging around or whatever, but at least we did get a chair of some sort. You know, it's pretty cool for what it is. So yeah, that's basically the weapons that I have. Of course, you have like your tables and the ladders, and I think there was a guitar that came with Jerry Lynn at one point. So you know, they had pretty wacky weapons at times, but there were cool ones in there as well. So it's a pretty nice addition to these already great action figures. And last but certainly not least, this is kind of a little bonus here. With the Champion Clashers series, I believe it was, you would get these limited edition trading cards. And I have a couple here. I believe these came with Just Incredible when I got these cards initially, so I'll just go over the ones I have. So I have Mike Awesome here, and you can kind of read, like, you can pause it there to see what the information is. So yeah, you can see there's has his own catchphrase, awesome and stuff, ECW champion. So you have a Mike Awesome card. We have Just Incredible here. So again, you can pause for information. So that's pretty cool. More heavyweight champ. We have Rhino with the red singlet, which is pretty rare. Rookie monster. So yeah, kind of weird seeing Rhino that young. We have Steve Corino. So that's pretty cool. And then of course we have Rob Van Dam. This one I definitely hung on my door, or taped to my door rather. You can even kind of see a little tape residue right there because it was on my door at one point. But yeah, RVD was definitely my favorite wrestler at one point. And it's cool too because like I feel like this is like a legitimate like trading card. Like just it just looks really cool. And it's a nice collector's piece to have if you're into like trading cards, and if you get them signed by any of these guys, it makes them that much more valuable. Alright guys, and I believe that will just about wrap up this video. Thank you all for watching. Leave a comment down below if you have anything you want me to take a closer look at, like whether it be a Mattel figure or Ruthless Aggression, or I could do another collection video. I was thinking about doing a TNA Marvel figure collection at some point or another, so definitely let me know if you wanted me to do anything of that sort. And otherwise, that's all I got. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video.